There can be no doubt that sometime in the near future, the pro-government alliance plans to carry out a large offensive operation in the southwestern Aleppo countryside to roll back the front in the direction of the M5 highway and expand the buffer zone around Aleppo city proper. The recent increase of aerial bombardment missions by both Syrian and Russian military aviation seems to indicate that the time for this government offensive may very well be at hand. The first strikes of 2017 to be carried out in Aleppo by Syrian air power were delivered on the 7th of January. Airstrikes targeted the strategic crossroads town of Khan Tuman, which has served as a forward rally point for jihadist forces in their past offensive operations against the southern flank of Aleppo city. Further south, the town of Tal al-Is, another critical road hub under jihadist control which opposes the government-held town of al-Hada, was also bombarded by the Syrian Arab Air Force. On the 10th of January, the Russian aerospace forces entered the fray, carrying out their first airstrikes in Aleppo province since the start of 2017. Jihadist manpower, fortifications and military equipment positioned up and down the length of the Khan Tuman road was struck in a series of sorties by Russian frontal aviation. This was followed by a bombardment from Syrian Arab Army tactical missile forces, which hit targets in the Rashidin 4 and Khan al-Assal suburbs of Aleppo's immediate western periphery. On the 11th of January, Russian air power continued to carry out combat sorties against militant targets in the suburb of Al-Mansura and, once again, in the town of Khan Tuman. Jihadist manpower and heavy equipment were purged in these attacks. These airstrikes which are taking place have a twofold benefit. On the one hand, they weaken jihadist defences within the intended zone of operations envisaged for the upcoming government offensive. On the other hand, such strikes also serve to constantly undermine the regrouping and resupply efforts of Jaish al-Fatah to prevent the militant operations room from carrying out their own offensives against Aleppo city.